2, 3. This time of day, everything's okay. I take a long look around, I have to say.
Hello, welcome to your friends and neighbors. My name is Willie Jones. Boy, we've been doing this show, I think, for between 40 and 50 shows, so it's really amazing. You might notice today that we are celebrating Halloween. No, we're celebrating Christmas. And I know our last show with Kim Wasek, when she was here talking about her new Christmas book, about her characters, actually her granddaughter and her dog, and her little dog, Pug, Basil and Pug. We talked a lot about Christmas and Christmas traditions, and besides her book. But I thought, it'd be kind of fun to bring some of my friends that I've had for years to come in, and we could talk a little bit about Christmas and different things that go on in our lives or have gone on in our lives in the past in Christmas. I believe the three of us love Christmas. We believe in Santa. Santa is part of my life. I will never stop believing in Santa. And my guests today, as I said, are two really, really good friends. They've seen me through a lot in the last few years, and it means a lot for me to have them agree to come on and do this show. Well, I'll try not to get too personal. So, to my immediate left, this is Mary Natalizia. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Mary was the art teacher at Pownell Elementary School for how many years?
Oh, at Pownell for 24.
And then you were at where else?
I was at North Bennington and the high school, and I taught for a total of 34 years.
Okay, you beat me. I was only 29. And of course, that's how we met, teaching at Pownell School. And next to her is another teacher who we all met at the Pownell School, and that would be Kathy Cichanowski.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And Kathy taught kindergarten, and she taught kindergarten for how many years?
Well, altogether I taught 41 years.
41.
So I probably taught kindergarten for about 40 years.
40. Oh, 40. Okay. Yeah. So between us, the three of us, we've had a lot of teaching years, and school was an interesting time at Christmas, an interesting place to be during Christmas. We had a period there where it got a little hairy because we were having problems with the holidays in the schools, which I think has passed now. And yet, as exciting as Christmas was for the kids, I think Valentine's Day was even more exciting.
Or what about Halloween?
Well, Halloween, but there was something about those Valentine cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, getting those and then making sure that everybody brought one for every person in the classroom, because if you had one person that didn't get one, and I can remember when I first started teaching, that would happen, and you had to make sure that didn't happen. But we're not here to talk about Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about Christmas. We're going to talk about traditions in our lives. Now, I spoke about a lot of traditions and different things before with Kim. I may bring up a few others as we're talking this morning. I'm saying morning. It could be afternoon. It could be evening, morning. I don't know when you're watching the show. But I thought the first thing I want to talk to each of my guests today, what I want to talk about, Mary has one of the best Christmas presents this year that is possible. She has a new granddaughter,
Yes.
her first grandchild.
That's right.
And tell us a little bit about Eden.
Well, Eden is the perfect child, of
Of
course.
course, of course.
She's very chubby and happy and talkative. She's 3 months old.
She's adorable.
And I did get her a couple of Christmas presents, handmade Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy dolls from the, can I say Camelot Village?
Sure.
The gal makes them there by hand.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So
Yeah, I have a Irma Schaaf who used to teach at Pownell School.
Yes, Irma.
I know I have an Raggedy Ann. I don't know if there's an Andy or not. I can't even remember what I've done with them. I hope I kept them. I don't know. I might have given them to somebody else for their children. So yeah, no, I've been doing a little shopping for Eden too.
Well, I took out some Christmas books. She likes to look at books already.
Oh, really?
Well, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
She's what, 3
She,
months?
she sits on your lap and she's totally absorbed. So I got out some of the favorite ones. She is only
Okay.
3 months old, but I will be reading those to
All
her.
right. Well, we'll talk about Christmas books too before
Yeah.
the hour is over, I hope. And Kathy, you have how many grandchildren?
I have 5.
You have 5, a set of twins.
A set of twins who are 13, soon to be 14, and then I have some little boys that are 2, 4, and 6.
2, 4, and 6. Oh, nice even numbers.
Nice even numbers.
Yeah, that's nice. So, what do you do for Christmas now? Are you going to have family members this year, Mary, or do
Yes,
you?
we're actually doing it next weekend because now that everybody's married and has children, and
Oh, they
we're
can all-
actually doing our Christmas celebration December 10th this year.
Oh, and everybody can make it.
Yes,
Oh,
that's why
wonderful.
we're doing it the
Oh,
10th.
that's great. And what about you? Does everybody eventually come, or?
Well, we have a celebration that we've been doing for about 33 years. It's always Christmas Eve, and it's a celebration with friends, 4 couples. And we started when the kids were very, very little. I think my son Ben was about 3. And we've continued this on. So now that the children are in their 40s, some of
Yeah.
them, I think this year 5 of the children will come back with their families.
Okay.
So that altogether there's 10 children. So we're going to get 5 of them back.
Right.
And we will have it it's not at my house. It was at my house last year. And we rotate it. So it goes every 4 years, it's your turn to put on the feast with the help of the others.
Okay.
So it's been a wonderful tradition.
Right.
And because as a child, I had a very quiet tradition. It was my mother and myself and an uncle. And now I have such a big family tradition that I've always appreciate that difference between myself as a little child and the celebration I have been able to give my own children.
How do you celebrate? I mean, as far as gifting, does everyone get a gift? Do you have
Well-
do you have put names in?
Well, the
You
gifting
Yankee-
used to be very big because, say, all of the couples would give to all of the children.
Right.
So I would give to this 10 children.
Right.
And then somewhere in its 20th year, we said that's too much.
Right.
And so we do draw names. As a matter of fact, this Saturday we're going to meet together
Oh,
and
okay.
we'll draw names.
Oh, okay. And what about you as far as gifting goes?
Oh, we used to have giving everybody gifts, but again, it gets to be too much. Then I think we've done where it's homemade gifts. Now it's pretty much whatever you want to do. Pretty low key though. We're not big on fancy gifts. It's
Yeah.
more gifts from the heart.
Right. Are you going to have a tree this year? I would assume.
No, I haven't had a tree in a couple of years.
I know it.
But I do a bank of poinsettia with the Christmas balls and lights.
Oh,
'cause
no,
the
they're
lights-
gorgeous.
Yeah, it
But
is
next
gorgeous,
year
yeah.
I will be going back to a tree because of my granddaughter.
That's
And
right.
Nick my husband has the
Oh, train?
antique trains,
Oh.
which we will be putting under the tree.
All
I
right.
told you you'd go back.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well,
wonderful.
it was just Christmas. I love Christmas, but taking
love
down
Christmas,
the tree was
too.
just, with the kids, everything changing. For a few years, taking down the tree was kind of sad
Yeah.
to me.
It is
Always.
kinda, yeah.
So the poinsettia, the first year I was so afraid that, I don't know, was I going to cancel my Christmas because I didn't have a tree? But this giant
What
group
was that,
of
about 5 years
poinsettia-
ago that you...
I think it's been 3 maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, yeah, we'll be going back to a tree next year.
I heard somebody the other day saying that as soon as their Christmas gifts were done, that mother wanted the tree done, undecorated, throw it out, get rid of it immediately.
My mother
Good,
would
that
wait
is so
till
strange.
till January 1st, but Christmas morning, boy, you got those toys picked up and put away. I had 5 siblings.
Yeah,
There was
that's
no
right.
mess, so I always like to leave the wrapping paper on the living room
Yeah.
floor for the entire day.
I like the mess.
Well, we
Me
try to
too.
keep ours up until the 6th. That's the what's that
Little
called?
Christmas?
The Little Christmas. We were trying because sometimes because my mother might be living someplace else, and Grace Mary's parents were living in Manchester or in Rutland. Sometimes, if my mother wasn't available, we would save Christmas and do a little Christmas with my mother here in Bennington or whatever. So I was kind of like that, January 6th.
Well, Kathy
I
leaves
keep-
hers up till
No.
I think the summer
needle-
solstice. Isn't that right?
Well, one time
I would leave it
I
up
did,
early.
depending on the tree, I did leave it up till Valentine's Day.
I don't blame you.
And then because this was some sort of amazing tree, but when I picked it up, water had spilt over this, 2 months of watering, and the rug had rusted.
Oh no.
So I never left it up that long again.
I
course,
had
we-
a tree. Well, we had cats. Always had a lot of cats. So we
Right.
had a screw eye in the ceiling,
Uh-huh.
and that we would wire the tree to.
Good idea.
So one year, I think it was a Martha Rudd tree. It was actually, we put it in a bucket, and it was suspended in this bucket, and it actually started to grow
Oh, really?
little green sprigs.
Oh, it was growing. Oh my God.
Because somehow the water supply, it was not closed off from the cut trunk, and it actually sprouted tiny little green buds all over it.
Huh.
It was
Somebody
amazing.
the other day was saying how they try to, if they can take a tree and have enough of the root, they can
I've
then
heard of that.
replant it
Well, this one
afterwards
might
and
have
put
been
it
able
back.
to, yeah.
No, I've heard of that too, Willie, where somebody's dad would get trees with, I don't know, roots, I guess. And
Right.
so they could look out and
Right,
see the,
right.
the many
Our,
years
now
of
our
trees.
principal had the best idea. One of our principals, Jerry Thompson, doesn't
I
he
don't
keep
remember.
his decorated and then he folds it up and puts it down in the cellar, doesn't he? Isn't that Jerry?
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
it's
a good
Jerry.
idea.
I think that's Jerry that used to do that.
So
Mr.
you-
Marley still does.
So you do real tree.
Yes.
Real
I
tree?
don't. I haven't done a tree in so
But you
long
used to
because
get a
now
real-
I go to Manchester, New Hampshire to be with Grace Mary's sister and her family. So I don't, I don't bother with a tree anymore. And I have so many decorations, and I don't decorate either. So I don't know, kind of a bummer, but I have a good time over in Manchester with Grace Mary's family and stuff.
We've done a variety of things with trees as everybody else has. We used to go to the Red Farm and cut, and then we cut on our property. But last year we cut a very, very, very tall tree down, which was a blue spruce. And it was like you could get injured getting close to
Spiny
it.
spruce.
Somebody said it's like a porcupine,
Yeah.
Kathy.
Yeah.
You
Was
wouldn't
it
get
a
near
yard
it.
planting?
It was a tree that we had in the yard, and we said, we'll just take the top. But holy mackerel, we had to put work gloves on it to get near it.
Yeah, yeah. I hate
was a
handling real
danger.
trees because of the sap. And it's harder than
Yeah, this one was
H to
very
get it off.
sappy.
Yeah. Now, what about ornaments? You're not doing a tree now, but I know you used to have some very special ornaments on your tree.
I have some. Actually, I have a little tree that I already have out. A beautiful little tinsel tree. It's a old-fashioned thing. Nick's grandmother was German, and these incredible, delicate blown glass. If you look at them, they break. So I have all of those. They are so thin, and they're.
I've seen
I
those,
don't know how
Mary,
old they are,
yeah.
but they're beautiful. So I have those on a little tree. But when I used to buy one for each kid every Christmas, so they would have their own collection.
Right.
Of course, now they don't really want my
Oh.
hand-curated collections from the last 30 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And what
That's
about?
the thing that's fun and sad, though. You just have to adapt to change. But
Yes.
ornaments of
I-
people that are gone, or
I hate change. I hate
I
change.
think we all
Christmas is
hate
hard.
change, and
We're so tied
I
to
think
our
that's one of the
nostalgia.
parts of Christmas when you do take out those ornaments. Your sense of oh, this was their childhood. This is
Yeah.
what they made in first grade, and then you're ready to give it to them,
Right.
and they don't want
And
it.
they don't want it.
Yes,
They don't
because
want old-timey
they really
things.
don't want their handprint.
Right.
Why
Right.
not? I don't know.
Do you have either one of you? Do you have stuff that you saved from school that kids made,
Oh,
your
yes.
own children or
Oh,
students?
yes.
Oh, yes.
That you
yes,
put
and
on your
yes.
And this
tree
is
or
what
decorate
I'm trying
with?
to give back to them.
Okay.
And when I was art teacher, even during the time when it was banned to celebrate, I still did it. I would have Santa's
did
workshop,
too.
and the kids about a month before Christmas. Oh, there
We
goes
thought
the
that might happen.
There it
Oh, well.
goes.
about a month before Christmas, I'd set up the whole art room
Yeah.
with lots of different things, including glitter. So, because to me, making those things when I was a child and having my children bring home construction paper, glitter, cotton ball, decorations was just the sweetest thing, and some of my favorite decorations.
Yeah, and I always felt like, say, I was a teacher, I was busy, I had 3 kids and my mother, and all of those treasured ornaments came to me because of school.
Uh-huh.
I did not make those with my own children.
Right.
When I came home, I was making supper.
Right.
So really, I'm so grateful for the teachers that they had.
How did you do that?
Do what?
Teach and have children. with
Younger.
kids
I was
all
much
day.
younger then.
Well,
Yeah.
you were younger
We
too.
were much
But you
younger.
teach all day and then have to go home, get dinner,
I
visit
don't
the
know.
kids, take care, help them with their homework while you're trying to figure out your own plans for the next day. I
Being
mean,
retired for a few years, I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
I think I was younger and had more energy.
And I think, I mean, women, I didn't go back to work. I worked part-time for a number of years, but many women go right back full-time. So now you're wondering about us, and I'm wondering about them, because they
right.
go back after, say, 6 weeks, where I didn't go back after 6 weeks. It was more like 9 months, and then it was part-time. And so I do wonder about those wonderful women and men. I do notice, in looking at how things change in my own sons, I see them with a great, much more responsibility for helping with the children. Yeah.
Which, I
They're
see
taking,
that more and more
yeah,
too.
they're taking the days off when a child is
That's
sick, and that
wonderful.
wasn't true in my case. So there are good changes.
Yeah, I think both of you have raised really good kids. I mean,
Well, thank you.
I mean,
Thank
your
you.
boys, I know, put you through a lot of trouble as they were growing up.
Sure.
Not bad trouble,
Yeah, just
but they
energy,
they
yeah.
were busy. They were busy.
Yeah.
And you had your good times, your bad times, or whatever. But I think all of your kids seem to have turned out really to be really good kids, and polite and happy. They all seem to be happy.
Oh
it's
my
really
God,
nice.
Auntie Vic, now we have to say, praise God.
Yes. Please,
Yeah.
we're not trying to put a curse on us.
Granted.
Now
You gotta
every
move this bow,
every
'cause it-
Christmas. Oh, don't worry about the bow.
Okay, there.
Now, do you still do the Feast of the Seven or the
Feast
Seven
of
Fishes?
the Seven Fishes, yes, which is my favorite part of Christmas.
Now, is that going to be December 10th?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I went to. I guess Kristen was here too. We went to the Feast of the Seven Fishes one year. I'm not a big fish person,
I
although
know.
you did.
Did you come
Talk-
to my Feast of the Seven Fishes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that was the
Yes,
first
I
time
do
I ever
remember
had
that.
fried calamari.
Yes.
Oh, calamari.
It's the. Did you have it? No, you didn't have gefilte fish on there. What are the fishes that you usually put on?
Well, I always do the fried calamari.
Yeah, that I tried.
We dig our own quahogs at the Cape in the summer, and I freeze them, so I make stuffies,
Those
which are
are the
stuffed
big ones,
quahogs.
right?
Well, no, they're about like this.
Oh, okay. What are those big ugly ones that look like a?
Surf clams? Oh, you're talking about muddy ducks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I bet those are delicious.
I probably, but I have a little
That's
trouble.
like a meal.
I have.
It's like
I
a
have
giant-
trouble.
Muddy
just-
ducks are like this.
Yeah, they're big.
They're like a
Very
steamer
phallic.
clam, like
Yeah.
a what are they called? The
They're very
steamer clam.
phallic,
Yeah,
is what they
giant,
are.
giant.
They're very phallic, and just the idea of cutting into one. All right, so yeah,
Calamari stuffies. I usually do smoked bluefish.
I probably tried that. But
I mix it up. Oh, I make scungili salad, which is such an Italian thing. It's conch, sliced very thin, and you do it with vinegar and onion and celery. That you could buy in Rhode Island, but you can't buy it up here. So I get the
Rhode
can.
Island. I know.
I get the canned scungili and I make my own. What else do
What's
I do?
what's
Scungili is conch. C-O-N-C-H.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know those
Yeah.
beautiful big pink
the
shells?
big shells? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
the meat
okay.
from a conch shell.
Oh, okay.
Snail?
I just remember hearing the ocean. That's all.
Shrimp? Do you do
I
shrimp?
do shrimp cocktail for my mother-in-law. Then I mix it up. Sometimes I do filet of sole stuffed with
I think I might have had that.
well, I can't do the Ritz cracker for me because I'm gluten-free, but those wonderful crab meat Ritz cracker stuffing, or I might do a seafood lasagna, or my son says he's going to make he makes his own ravioli. So he's going to do the lobster ravioli with squid ink pasta this year.
Oh my gosh. Mary, so
Wow.
you only have to do 6 fishes.
Well, yeah. So anyway, I mix it up, but
Are
always
some
the
of those
calamari.
appetizers? Do you serve some as
Well, you know,
appetizers?
we used to do the 7. It has to be 7 total. So we have this huge spread of appetizers, and I do a couple of pounds of calamari because the next day I eat it all day. It's
Well, I
so
did my
good.
share.
And then we have this big meal, and everybody wants to die after supper. So now we do it just as like a buffet, sort of grazing hors d'oeuvre meal type thing.
So, food is a big part of your Christmas. I mean,
It is. Yeah.
It's an important part of the Italian tradition, I guess.
Yeah, and the cookies, of course. you
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
those,
The Italian cookies. Remember,
which
we used to
Teresa-
we always used to get the cookies from
Yeah.
one of
Teresa
the
Mazzola
cooks.
made all the traditional
Yeah,
cookies,
and
the
the
egg
teachers
biscuit,
would go in and buy all the Italian cookies, right?
and pizzelle is a big. Yeah, Italians are all about the
You know,
food.
calamari is, I don't think it's come north like it is in Rhode Island.
Yeah. We
You
have
can
a
get it
story
at
about Rhode
Madisonville,
Island.
can't you? I
I
think you
guess
can get
as
it
an
around here.
appetizer. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but it's not. People don't cook it in their home. The
Yeah,
way.
and you know, it's the thing about calamari. It's very sustainable because the squid is low on the food chain, and it's plentiful. And Point Judith, where Kathy and I used to go, we're both from the same town in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
But met here.
I
So
know, that's
Point
amazing.
Judith, you can buy it at Hannaford's from Point Judith,
Point
fresh
Judith.
frozen.
Oh.
And it's not,
I'll have
well,
to
it used to be $2 a pound. Now it's like $9.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, can you imagine $2 a pound to $9?
Oh, God.
Well, when
and
I was a kid, there would be a barrel at Pascandola Brothers Fish Market in Rhode Island, in Johnston, and I must have been just the right height of this wooden barrel full of the raw,
Yeah.
fresh calamari, and I remember just peeking over and looking at this, basically a vat of calamari.
see, there's a memory.
Yeah,
There is a
but
memory. Do you have any food traditions? Anything that you make sure for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Or
You know, with the Christmas Eve celebration, I'm usually responsible for the vegetables.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody else does the desserts, and somebody does the appetizers, and the person hosting does the roast. And we're pretty much we don't do the 7 fishes.
Right, right.
But Irish people, I'm Irish.
Okay.
We it's a roast of some sort.
Okay.
And my husband is Polish, so sometimes we will try to do a little bit of a Polish Christmas if it's our turn.
Yeah.
To
Oh,
host.
that's
would
nice.
that be like pierogi? Or
Yes.
little-
Yeah.
I love Polish
pierogi,
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Polish food a
Yeah.
lot. I know, Kathy, we were talking, Kathy was amazed at this. I know I've talked about this before with Kim Wasik just recently, but my memory is my mother would we would have midnight, we'd go to midnight mass. My godparents and their 2 daughters would come down. We'd all go to midnight mass, and at that time, it was midnight.
It was
Yes.
midnight.
It was a
Oh, it's
midnight
not
mass.
at midnight anymore?
No, I don't think so. I think they do it earlier now.
sure.
I'm not sure
I mean, I
either.
think
That doesn't sound
I
good,
mean,
all of us old
when the
Catholics
kids
here.
were younger, it was 8
Ah.
o'clock.
I'm spiritual, just not religious.
Oh, yeah, right, right. But, and then after midnight mass, we'd come home and my mother would have a roast turkey dinner. She'd have that turkey dinner all ready, to go, just heat everything up when we got back. And we
And
would
then
sit
did you
there
sleep?
and
How
have a
could you
roast.
sleep after eating roast turkey?
No,
at
we
1 o'clock in the
did, we
morning?
did. But Kathy couldn't get over it, so my godparents had to drive back to Poultney.
They went back
Like
to
at
Poultney.
3:30 or 4 in the morning. And I was always concerned because I hope they get home in time because the girls, I don't want them to see Santa. I hope we don't ruin Christmas for Cecilia and
that's all
Tricia.
right.
Now that's a tradition. And
yeah.
you said you did it for years, too.
Oh yeah, we did it for
Yeah.
a long time, until everybody got a little older and,
Everybody gets old and does their own thing.
my godparents it was amazing. One of the things that I think I've talked about this before, when we'd go to visit, very often, it was always, we would leave late at night. We always had to have these great big delicious sandwiches that my godmother would make. They were scrumptious, and we'd have they were Polish, and we'd have the Polish pickles, and
Yeah.
oh God, everything was so good. And I can remember just going home late at night after having that delicious I always thought nobody makes a sandwich like Auntie Helen. We called her Auntie Helen. Those sandwiches are so darn good. And
Were they meat and
cheese meat and lettuce and tomatoes and cheese and
Stuffed.
everything would
Yeah.
just be. I mean, it
what
would
kind
be
of bread?
like
Do you
this.
remember the kind of bread?
I think it was just a white bread. I don't think it was Wonder Bread.
Yeah,
just
probably
a plain old
sourdough or
white
something.
bread. But it was wonderful. But of course, that wasn't at Christmas time. But that was, and they always had the adults always had highballs.
What is a
that's-
highball?
A highball is Canadian. Well, then it was like I think Canadian
Canadian
Club
Club?
and
Yeah.
ginger ale.
Well, that's funny that you say that, Willie, because we have a highballs at the holidays in honor of my mother.
Yeah.
And we always watch the Macy's parade because we just had Thanksgiving.
Right,
and
right.
we have highballs, and it's like 12 o'clock. And we always have celery with cream cheese and olives.
Oh, I was remembering, Kathy, that's Thanksgiving used to be the celery and the cream cheese. That was the hors d'oeuvre.
That was the hors d'oeuvre. There was nothing else.
I
My
have-
mother
and I haven't
and
done
never
that in
served
years.
anything else except
Because that
celery.
was it.
And I asked my granddaughters to do it this year. And when they came, they didn't have it because they thought I would have all the ingredients. I thought, oh, this is like the first Thanksgiving in years that I haven't had celery, cream cheese, and olives. And we did have the highballs, though.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I was drinking it, and I was thinking, I'm never sure whether I really like a highball because it seems very sweet to me now.
Have it
And,
without the ginger ale.
Yeah.
Well,
That would just be whiskey on the rocks.
my godfather always
turkey would
made
never
sure.
get cooked.
My godfather made sure that myself and his two girls, he'd make us all a very light
Sweet.
Yes.
little. Yeah,
Now,
we
my mother
always
did too.
have.
Now this,
Well,
this
you
would
know,
be considered child abuse.
very,
now.
very little. I mean, very
Saint.
young, very young.
Yeah.
But we just felt we were
Yeah.
like adults. I'm sure there was
Yeah.
no more
Well,
than
that's
just
like
a
when I go to
drop.
my nanny's. I have some of these little cups, and you could have the tiniest little bit of wine,
Yes.
just a tiny little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
you
that
felt
is
like a
exactly
grown-up.
true. My mother used to do that too. I didn't do it with my own family because times changed. But we would have a little tiny highball, and she'd always be, very strict. This is only for this one little
Right.
holiday.
Right,
and-
right,
yeah.
right. Folks, I hope you don't mind. We're having a nice conversation here. It's kind of fun.
What's next on
If
your
you don't
list?
like it, well, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
we're having a good time. Now, Mary mentioned glitter before.
Glitter.
You believe
And
in
that
glitter.
card was very glittery.
Oh, the one that
But
for
get
your
this.
godparent, or
Get this now.
godparents,
You
for your
sent-
children.
Yeah.
Willie sent a lovely card to my son and his new wife, covered in glitter because I love glitter. But my daughter informed me that glitter is quite dangerous for babies, so she had to take the card and put it out in the shop to protect the baby from the glitter.
Oh, Mary,
Was
what are
the
you
glitter
going to
to
do?
jump off the card onto
Well,
the baby?
that I made sure. I see.
'Cause
I
you
won't.
said that in
I
your
won't
eye.
buy cards that have that glitter that comes off in your hands. Nowadays, they have that glitter that was really stuck tight and it doesn't come
I
off in your hands.
appreciate the sacrifice you make for my
But
glitter.
can I interrupt,
obsession.
Willie? Was it organic?
I don't know. I mean, I would never. I mean, I don't like glitter because I've. How many times have I rubbed my
is bad.
eye
It's
with?
very
and
bad
then,
to get it
oh
in your
God,
eye.
getting that glitter out of your eye.
And that's the problem with babies and children too.
Yeah, I'm sure. But you were the glitter queen.
Well, I
guess
had it
you
all
still
worked
are.
out
In
in
your-
the Santa's workshop. This is for any crafters out there. Plastic tub, nice high sides.
right, it
The
had high
last thing
sides,
they
yeah.
do,
Yep.
the glitter is in the tub. The object goes into the tub. The glitter's the glue. Well, Elmer's glue. Then put it in the tub, so it all stays in the tub.
Right.
But I must say, as a teacher, after that month, when it was the day before
You were
vacation,
cleaning it forever.
I was ready to put the glitter away till the following December because it does have a way of getting everywhere.
I
And
think
the
I used to
janitors
it's like
were
the
not
needles.
fond
Face.
of me
It's
and
like the
glitter.
needles off your tree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's harder than heck to get those needles out of your
Do you know,
rug and stuff.
I have antique glitter in my
Oh,
studio.
jeez.
I found at a
I'm
tag
not
sale.
surprised.
It's so beautiful.
What
can it
what do
comes
you
in-
think the difference is?
I don't know what it's made out of, but it's not plastic and it's not mylar, but the colors are so soft. And I don't know if you remember as a kid, they would come in well, actually, I remember it's from a kid, so I guess I'm an antique. A paper cylinder with a metal top that you'd pry off. That's what glitter used to come in.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
And you would
So
shake
that's what
it.
I found.
Oh my God.
So I'm an antique too.
Well,
Just-
you know, I saw this card and I thought for her son and his wife for their wedding, and I wasn't particularly crazy about it, but I saw all this glitter. It said what, live, laugh, love, or something.
Yes.
Inside I wrote, in honor of Alexander's mother, I picked this card out for you, or something like that. But yeah,
But when you
I
were a
don't know.
kid, did you make things with
Oh,
glitter
God,
in school?
yes.
Because
Loved
to me
glitter.
that was the essence of Christmas.
Oh yeah.
If you have to
glitter.
distill it, it's construction paper,
Yeah.
cotton
Oh, yeah,
balls, and
yeah.
glitter.
Oh yeah, glitter.
Yeah.
If you were a kid in
Glitter.
the 50s.
Glitter is something, yeah. Glitter is wondrous, wondrous. Now,
I don't remember as much of it as you
You don't?
because I
You went to Catholic
I went to
school.
Catholic school, yeah.
and the other thing was
was more religious
the
celebration.
Oh, that glass wax stuff.
Oh,
get the
we never
stencils
had
and
that.
put-
I always
oh.
wanted that. We never had that.
Oh, I had that.
Oh, on the
Oh,
windows.
yeah. I had that on the windows.
That I did have.
yeah,
Probably
yeah,
because you were an only child.
probably. I was an only child. I was an only
Imagine
child.
6
That's
kids
one of
putting
those
that
fi-
all over the
Yeah,
windows.
no. Although once my mother did take the spray on snow, and in each of the little panes she made the little triangle. So
Yeah, yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
the
I would do that too. Yeah.
But that was the spray on.
I remember when you were doing a bulletin board that where I made it look like the windows all had the
yeah.
frosted windows in the corner. Now, when Kim Wasik was here not too long ago, in fact, this show will be coming on after Kim's. I said to her, "Oh, you must be your gifts must be beautiful. I would love to have a beautifully wrapped gift from you." She said, "I'm a terrible wrapper." And I ran into her mother on the street a few days later, and she said, "She is, Willie. She is awful." And here, Kim Wasik is one of the most creative people around, and her mother said, "Oh, I rap better than she does." I mean, you're a good rapper.
I prefer gift bags now, though, because they're so
Well,
reusable.
yeah, they are easier, but you still, I mean, you have a way with bows. I mean, you save all these.
I am a big, this is a little plug for reuse.
Ah.
I have not bought wrapping paper or ribbon, and I don't know how long. I think that there's some statistic that we use as a country enough ribbon to wrap the earth at least once in a year. Ribbon lasts forever, and we have a game with our California relatives. The paper, wrapping paper goes back and forth.
Oh,
And it
okay.
gets smaller. We actually have a piece of wrapping paper that I think is from the 70s.
Do you iron it?
Well, no. But
What
I'd love
about
to
if it's
see.
got the Scotch tape was ripped off and there it shows
then
where
you
the
Well, you can work it.
pattern's
That's why
gone? You can work
it
it
ends
out.
up being smaller and smaller.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize you did that.
Well, I have to honestly say,
about you, wrapping?
I'm trying to recycle, but I do love wrapping paper.
Okay.
I love nice wrapping paper, and sometimes I don't even want to open the gift.
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
want it placed there.
Well, Kathy,
I
I gave
love-
you a basket of gifts one year, and I don't think you opened them till well after. Maybe it was when you took the tree down on
I know
Valentine's
I kept them.
Day.
I kept them. I think anticipation.
I just miss the flat wrap.
Flat
It's
wrap?
so much easier
right,
to
yeah.
work with
I
flat
have some
wrap.
I picked up at the Goodwill I will give you.
It's just
But it's from the
I'm off with the
60s.
rolls.
Do you want some vintage flat wrap gift in the
I
bags?
I know you're better off with the vintage. You
'Cause
keep
I-
the vintage,
one thing
but
which
bags are easier.
I realize because we don't really do big gifts anymore, I have too much. Even though it's all recycled and saved, I have to give some of it away to somebody who would actually use it because I have way too much. Maybe you'd like some.
No, thank you, Mary. I have enough of my own stuff.
Hey, what about cards? I am a big believer in sending out cards at holidays, and I think at Christmas I send out about 80 cards. Now, are you? I say
I love to send cards.
You do too, and
Yeah.
she loves getting cards.
I love getting cards. I love sending. I think it's going by the boards, though. I don't. I think
You
it's
know,
the thing of
I
the
have to
past.
disagree a little with you, Mary, because at first I thought perhaps cards were going to be a thing of the past, but we receive many, many cards from my children's friends, but they're photo.
Okay.
They're
as long
photo
as they're
cards. So
still
once
sending
they have
cards.
children, they are now
that's
going
the
back
key.
to cards with
Yeah.
the shutterfly and all
Right,
of
And
that.
you've
right.
always done a wonderful family picture.
Oh well, hers is one of the best. I mean,
And
some
her
of those
letter is
family
really
letters
good,
are
too.
Right.
No,
are
hers
awful.
is just right.
Hers is perfect, but some of them are just, oh God,
And I
brag,
teased her
brag,
about
brag,
it years
brag,
ago,
brag,
so I
brag.
didn't used to get hers. And I said, Kathy, I was.
Oh.
Please send me yours.
I have
and
them.
I saved
Oh,
them all.
right. Yeah.
I've saved them. I mean, I have them.
I had an anxiety about doing anything that sounded braggy.
But
so
it doesn't.
it's,
yours
yeah.
is very
No,
humorous.
yours is-
it's
it's just-
informational.
It
It's
doesn't go
humorous.
on and on and on.
And it always has a nice little pithy saying at the
Something
end.
Yeah, a
funny,
nice
yeah.
little, yeah, a nice
You
little.
know how
feeling.
I started that? We had a lot of relatives in Ireland. And what I found, it was getting to be such a chore when I would sit down and think, okay, I got to write these letters because I'm not going to send a letter overseas with nothing. And I was writing the same things in everybody's card because my life was the same for all of those people. And I started to do that Christmas letter. And that sort of made all of the card writing easier. And then
Yeah.
they got to like it so much.
Did you take your picture for this year already?
I did.
Oh,
When
good.
did you do it?
And we did it Thanksgiving.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's
Now,
just
Kathy
a very
sent me-
ordinary picture because nobody will dress up. It's like herding cows. We got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it.
Kathy and Stan sent me a lovely Thanksgiving card, and she always writes a wonderful note. I am not good at that, and I know Grace
You
Mary,
usually write a
I'm
word
sorry.
or two, though, or a little sentence.
Well, usually I'll say ho 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 or gobble
Or-
gobble
or
gobble.
for Halloween, you
but
say boo.
I don't like to, or boo at Halloween or whatever something, but I don't know. And Grace Mary, I'm sorry, Grace Mary would be, looking down at me saying, you need to write a
Yeah,
note,
'cause she
especially
wrote.
to the people you don't see all the time. But
That's what I do. It takes so long. That's why I have to do it over the course of several
yeah,
days
I
because I
try
write.
to.
Yeah,
I
about
try.
25. I
You have- I
hand
try to
write.
do
You
it
have to
now.
do a Christmas letter.
No, I'm not the
Yeah.
Christmas letter because it's a different thing
That's a
for
different thing for
person.
different people.
Right, right,
But
right.
I got to say, the cards that both of your beautiful cards, a lot of Willie and Grace's cards, I use as decoration
Yeah, well, I
for
Cut them
many
up.
years. Well, no, there's one that was a line of Santa playing different instruments, like maybe 20 Santas,
Oh,
which
I
I
had.
put
The
on a
You
accordion.
sent that
thing.
to me too, and I
Yeah.
had that for many years.
The
I put it on a
accordion,
windowsill.
You
Yeah.
sent me one too when you're for my birthday or something. I think it's animals. that stretches
Yeah.
out too.
I actually
those are
like to
sweet.
decorate with vintage. 'Cause anything from the 50s from when I was a kid, to me, is just so evocative. So I like to use old cards and cards my
Yeah.
friends have sent me for
I have
decoration.
something vintage for you for Christmas.
You
as
do?
well.
I try to find Mary the vintage stuff, but you can't always.
Oh, you sent great
Sometimes you
cards.
can, and sometimes you can't. But yeah, I try to do right by you guys with your Christmas
Oh,
cards.
yeah, that's not usually a problem.
No.
Willie was my secret Santa at Pownell the first year.
Oh, that must have been
And he
quite.
gave me more gifts than my family gave me for
Quite a-
Secret Santa.
I love
bag
Secret
of
It was
Santa.
amazing.
I love Secret Santa, and I was not. Yeah,
That was a good
I didn't like
Secret
being.
Santa.
I didn't like being a cheap Secret Santa. No,
You were not.
another. Before we run out of time, I know we still got time here, but one of my favorite parts of Christmas is music, and I start playing the music pretty early, and let's split it up between carols and songs. Do you have a favorite Christmas
Well,
carol?
Perry Como Christmas album is my absolute favorite.
Well, I like Andy Williams too.
Yeah,
he
but
has
Perry
a good
Como
one.
had it when I was a kid. I started to play it the other day, and
I've
I
got
thought,
it.
oh my gosh, it's not even December 1st. I have to hold off.
I have that. And do you have
Yeah.
the Barbara Streisand, her Christmas album, the only
No.
one she did?
that a
That
good
is one of my favorites too. And there's this acapella group out now called Straight No Chaser. Actually, they've been around for 20 years. I love their Christmas songs.
Did you hear Bob Dylan's Christmas album a couple of years ago?
Oh, yes.
Somebody
That
said
was
it sounded like a
unintelligible.
threat.
You know
I'll be
what?
home for Christmas.
I know Bob Dylan is an icon. But just sorry, folks.
I was
I've
listening
never
to him
have
this
gotten
morning.
into Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan?
No.
Poet? How about his Nobel Prize?
Well, will he show up?
He's not. He's not going.
He's not going.
You really? You don't like Bob Dylan?
No, although Grace Mary, remember Grace Mary
Grace
went
Mary
to a
sewed
Bob
a button
Dylan
on his jacket.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He needed a sweater. I don't know why he was wearing a sweater, but
We kind of try at Christmas Eve. There's a couple of guitar players
okay.
part of that celebration. So we take the kids in one room and try to get them to learn a couple of songs.
oh,
and,
so you
and
just
then,
you like prefer
do you
the
remember?
instrumental?
yeah. So they come up and the kids sing.
Okay,
You know, I don't
Josh-
know when they'll outgrow it.
Yeah.
Like the oldest one now she's 14. She's 15. So I don't know when she'll just say.
Josh Groban has a
Enough.
beautiful one called Noel. It's
Well, Nat King
absolutely
Cole
beautiful.
has an album that I love. There's so many good ones.
Nope.
Do you remember when we were kids, though, the John Hancock
Yes.
little carol book that they would distribute to school children?
Yeah.
That's and we would sing in school.
Well, we
of
used to.
course.
The Banner used to have. It was a bigger one. I remember we used to get it in the
Yeah,
Bennington
I
Banner
actually
for years.
I have about 10 of those.
Yeah.
So part of our celebration is that we
Yeah.
do sing some hymns
Yeah.
and some carols and the kids and I don't want to lose
Would
that.
you like to come up and sing carols at my house if I play them on the piano?
Well, I guess if we were all invited for the Seven Fishes,
Oh,
we
right,
could bring
right,
We're
all
having
right.
18
No,
already.
she's already
Maybe we
got
could
a.
just have a Christmas carol singing.
She's
night.
already got a crowd there.
Did you ever go caroling? When we lived in North Bennington, we had a group of friends that we actually would go caroling with.
I never did.
No, but we're part of church choirs.
I had
and those.
kids used to. The Strohmeyer family. Some of their kids would come and to our door and sing. But no, I never did it. I always thought it was a nice thing to do.
Yeah,
But,
a nice
I've
And
done it
people
a few
get-
times.
and people get carols and songs mixed up because I mean I think "O Come Ye Faithful" is probably my favorite
Mine is
carol.
Away in a Manger.
But the
Little
songs,
Town of Bethlehem.
I mean,
Same way.
to me, have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is my Christmas song. It makes me cry because there's a couple lines in
Are we
there
going
that
to
are.
talk about favorite Christmas movies?
Well, yes, of course we will. Like this, and yeah, but I just. Oh yes, we have to talk about Christmas movies. Both of you have a special Christmas movie. So, all right, Mary, what's that favorite Christmas
Well,
movie?
as a kid, it was Mr. Magoo's
Christmas
Christmas
Carol.
Carol, which Mr. Magoo is set on Broadway to star in Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Uh-huh.
So it's a story in a story.
I don't
Half
know
an
that
hour.
one.
Oh, well, because we were
good.
kids, there was nothing on demand. So you would make sure, like The Wizard of Oz, you knew when your show was coming on. And maybe my mother would let us buy like a pack of Twinkies or something for a special occasion. And Mr. Magoo
Twinkies.
is one of those things once a year. And the song, I'm All Alone in the World, it's such a great song. And Willie was nice enough to get me the VHS years ago. And then that went by the boards. And then you found me
A
the
DVD, yeah.
And I drive my family crazy with that song. Because apparently I do not have a good singing voice. But
That's
Eden likes my singing because she's only
Oh.
3 months old.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, you know, I love it when I can find a gift for somebody that I know is
That was
the
so
perfect gift.
exciting.
It's the best
Gift from
gift
the
that
heart.
you can get if
Yeah.
you can find
If you
something
can
like
find
that.
something, a gift
And
from
then
the
shop
heart.
around the corner, Jimmy Stewart, and who's the gal who
I can't
it-
think of her name at the moment.
begins with an M?
Mitzi Gaynor?
No.
Is
Much
it
older
Maureen
than that.
somebody?
Maureen.
Maureen O'Sullivan?
Yeah, Maureen O'Sullivan.
Or
I think it is Maureen
O'Hara?
O'Sullivan.
Anyway,
No, it's not Maureen O'Hara.
it's set in Budapest. It's the
Oh.
most wonderful
What's it
Christmas.
called?
Oh,
I
it's-
save it for Christmas Eve. Shop around the corner.
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
don't know
wonderful.
that one.
Oh,
Have
Kathy,
you
it's
listened
so
to the
sweet. It's
the
set in
musical
Budapest.
that She Loves Me that I
Yes,
gave you?
yes.
So I mean, it's similar. I mean, it's not the same story, but I just the whole of everybody coming in and out of the store and everything.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful musical.
We'll have to have you over for Christmas carols and a shop.
Yeah.
Little shop around the corner.
And
Now-
the Seven Fishes.
And the seven fish.
Now, I don't know, for some reason, I think it was in the teacher's room, somebody brought up the subject one day. Are there any movies that you could watch, that you've watched more than once? I said,
Oh, my
my
goodness.
God, there are so many.
Oh,
I mean,
I have
White
my
Christmas
yearly-
I've worn ever since
Yeah.
it's been, since I started on TV, and I saw it when I was a kid every year, blah, blah, blah. And, and everybody's going about, oh, yes, I've seen this one 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times. And Kathy said,
Never.
I don't know if I
You
do.
don't
Never
watch
watched anything. a
No,
second
Really?
no,
time.
she had an answer.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Because she kept, no, I don't really.
Wait, let me
Oh,
guess.
Yes, I
What-
do.
What is it? Give me a hint.
Christmas
ahead.
Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
I've watched
Chevy
Wait,
Chase.
with Chevy Chase?
Yeah,
I've
that's the
watched it
movie
3
she's
times.
watched more than once.
Yeah, I bet you thought it was going to be like a wonderful,
Zhivago.
yes, artistic, but it's
Well, when I'm
Citizen Kane.
Yes.
yeah, no, I'm over in New Hampshire. We have to watch the Mickey Mouse's Christmas Carol,
Yeah, I don't watch that.
and we have to watch Love Actually,
That's a
which
good one.
is a wonderful Christmas. So White Christmas, of course.
yeah.
Scrooge, the
Vermont.
musical of Scrooge. I have to see that, and I bring it with me, but we don't always watch it. I love the Nutcracker with Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gelsey Kirkland. I just love that version of the Nutcracker. And there's a really crazy kooky version called the Hard Nut, which is it's like takes place in the 70s. Oh, it's hysterical.
I just wanted to say, remembering a movie that is, I guess it's a favorite of my husband's, but we show it quite a lot, somewhere around Thanksgiving or Christmas. The March of the Wooden Soldiers from
Oh, yeah.
1934
Right,
or
right. Yeah,
something.
Laurel and Hardy.
And so my husband put it on for this Thanksgiving, and the 2, 4, and 6-year-old, that was about as quiet as I've seen them, because it is somewhat of a frightening movie with
It
with
is.
the ghosties and
Oh,
whatnot.
it's
And I
very
was
frightening.
thinking, I was looking at them, I was thinking they're going to have nightmares. Turn
Yeah.
that thing off.
Well,
What-
it's like
what
Wizard
a
of Oz.
strange little movie.
Wizard of Oz
Yeah.
is really a scary movie. I love it
Yes.
to death, but it's a scary movie.
Yeah.
And
Or
the
an old
March of the
movie.
Wooden Soldiers is too. You know
what
what's a one movie, but I don't think most people know about it. It's I used to always show it just before the kids left after the Christmas celebration at school when we had them. It's called The Snowman. It's from
Oh, yeah.
1982,
Animated,
the
yes,
animated
that's
with the
a beautiful-
Right,
flying.
and you've got the
Yeah, and with the beautiful music, and there was no talking. It was quiet. I was hoping to settle them down before they got on the bus.
Right.
I will show that at Christmas.
Right. Another thing is you were talking about Mr. Magoo is actually a TV show. It wasn't
Right,
a
but
movie,
this was a
right?
special.
But
This was a Christmas special.
but they also I still watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer every year.
You know, I don't watch that, but I loved that as a kid.
Oh, I mean, I just love
What
that.
about Heidi with Shirley
No, I
Temple?
don't watch that. Yeah.
I don't watch
Oh.
What
that.
Can't
channels
wait to
are they
show
on
Eden
now,
that.
Willie? You used to be sort of so
Well,
clear
I
what
don't know,
channels they were
NBC,
on.
they're all over the place.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I,
Also
I watch
Netflix has
Rudolph. Sometimes I'll watch Frosty. Charlie Brown.
Oh, that's a
Charlie
great one,
Brown
that
Kiss
piano
Christmas.
piece.
Seems like I had
What
four
about
that
the man who
Mr.
came to
Magoo.
dinner? Because you were in that in Oldcastle.
That's a wonderful movie.
I love that movie.
Cat TV.
That's on my list.
Turner Classic
Jimmy
Music.
Durante's in it.
Really, I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know
that's
that one.
really
So
good.
good.
Monty Woolley plays the man who came
Betty
to dinner.
Davis as a young woman.
Oh, it's a wonderful
The
movie.
Man Who Came to Dinner,
Man
and
Who
that's
Came
at
to Dinner.
Christmas.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What is?
And it's
Is
hysterically
Jimmy Durante the
Because
man?
it takes
Jimmy
place.
Durante is a Hollywood friend of the Sherwood. What's his name? Sherwood Derby.
No, that's Durwood Kirby. He's another old actor. Sheraton Whiteside.
Sheraton Whiteside, who falls on the steps of this home that he's going into, and he ends up installing himself there. He knows everybody in the world, every
Right.
politician, every actress, every writer, and he turns this this house upside down.
Upside down. And even
People
brings
are bringing him
penguins.
gifts. Somebody sends him penguins as
Oh,
a
so he's
Christmas
like the
gift.
mysterious gift.
And he has a
guest or
nurse,
something.
that nurse. Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Right,
you know.
we're having you over for
Okay.
some
It's a wonderful show.
I'll bring
It's
the
one of the
popcorn.
hardest plays I ever had to do at Oldcastle because he's on stage the whole
And he's like
time.
this, the lines.
and
that, they did a great job with that.
Forever to learn the lines.
Yeah,
When did they do that, Willie? How long ago was
Oh,
that?
jeez.
maybe
That was
10
quite a
years,
while ago.
Yeah.
Were we at the old place? No, we were at the art center.
Art Center. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't remember, but it was a while back. But there was an awful lot to learn, like 500 lines or
Oh wow.
something like that.
Was
Okay.
the play, the movie based on the play? Is that how that?
No, it was the play first.
Okay, so
There was a play first.
and the movie was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's really, I'm trying to make sure we get it. Oh, what about Christmas books? Do you have any from your childhood that you remember?
Well, we had the little "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." We had a lot of my mother's childhood books.
Oh, okay.
Books from the 30s. Yeah.
I think my favorite was The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. That's my favorite Christmas story.
Well, you know what book I like that I used it in my teaching, and I have a copy of it, and it's the Sabuto book, the Christmas pop-up book that Robert
yes. Oh, that-
Sabuto
oh, yeah,
did.
Right. The
Right.
alphabet.
The
yeah.
alphabet, which is, it's, I mean,
Beautiful.
to me, he is the most incredible book engineer.
Well, actually, it spells out "Merry Christmas." I think he did an alphabet book. Is that what? that-
Mine is the alphabet book.
Yeah,
He
there's an
went
alpha-
on to do others,
Oh, yeah, he's
Okay.
done
but the alphabet
many.
book is more simple.
I
Isn't
have the
there
Night
one that's
Before
based
Christmas.
on Christmas too?
There is, you mean The Night Before Christmas?
I have
no,
one.
the pop-up book where he spells out. Each
That one
page
I'm
is
not-
Could be.
I'm not
I have
familiar-
Night
I'm
Before
not-
Christmas.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
Only the, I just happen to have read
They're
that
beautiful.
recently too.
Dangerous to have around a bunch of kindergarten
But
children.
you know, I never. That was like the teacher's book. I
Right,
didn't let
they
the
had to
kids
go
because it
hands
would.
off.
It's so movable and whatnot. But that is a beautiful book, and it's probably like 12 years old, and I think it is going to stay in print.
It's very well designed.
Yes,
I think Best Christmas Pageant Ever is still around too.
Mhm.
Well, I got out the decorations and all yesterday because I have to. Everything has to work like clockwork for the next 3 weeks, and I had the bag of the kids' Christmas books, which Eden's a little too young, but
Yeah.
the Polar Express.
Oh,
There's another
And
good one.
Cindy Sykes used to do the little mouse books, and
Oh,
I have
yeah.
one.
Oh,
"'Twas
yeah.
the Night Before Christmas."
The mouse. Oh yeah, Santa Mouse.
The
Oh, no.
Big Snow, which is a really old book, wonderful
Okay.
book. Oh my gosh.
oh, the
so
Big
many
Snow.
good ones.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
the Big Snow?
yes, and that's a
Tommy
long
D.
one to
Carolla
read.
has
Yeah,
a wonderful
yeah.
one.
And there's Mike, the
Mike
plot-
Mulligan.
Mike Mulligan. Wasn't
Yeah.
that a Christmas? Wasn't that?
And that was
Christmas?
more just a bad snowstorm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh well.
the plowing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Which we
kids-
had not too
Kids
long
love
ago.
that book. They really do love that book, and it's a lot to read. You know, it is a lot of reading to do.
I
as
love reading The Best Christmas. I used to love reading that to the kids aloud because it was, and there was a bad word in that book, and
What
the
was
kids
the
would,
bad
Mr. Jones, you said a bad word.
What's the bad word?
They used the word BASTARD,
Oh,
Ah.
bastard.
and my guess, am I supposed to use it or not? Will I do it? Will I do it? I don't even know if they have it in the newer versions or not.
Probably not.
And I said, no, I'm going to use it. Oh no, that's not the one. It's the how do you eat fried worms.
Oh, okay.
They use a bad word in there, bad word, and the kids, Mr. Jones. There was a Christmas one though that would make me. Kids would get so, Mr. Jones, you're crying. I say, yeah, I know.
Oh. Well, after you finish, I
What?
just remembered. The Little House books, Laura Ingalls Wilder. When your child, my grandchild apparently is not going to believe in Santa, but if your children do believe in Santa and then they start to not believe, they get to the age, there's a wonderful description of Ma explaining to Laura and the girls, because now they're too old, and what Santa and Christmas really means. It is the most beautiful explanation of the Christmas spirit and how Santa lives in any kind of
We
giving and
believe in
loving.
Santa Claus, folks.
Yeah.
So
but
we
if,
do
If
believe.
you out there don't.
I think it's in The Long Winter, maybe that's the book it's in.
Well,
If
the,
you want
Every year.
a good paragraph to read to an 8, 9, 10-year-old child.
Every couple of years, Grace Mary would read the whole series.
Yeah,
me
you
too.
said
She
that.
loved the Little House
But the
books.
Polar Express, I think, does a nice job in the end with the bell, and kids would be very quiet during that, and trying to
Of course,
comprehend
we're
the
not talking
complexity
about a
of it.
Christmas
How
Carol
long
too. I
did
mean,
you
that's wonderful.
believe in Santa? How old were you?
We
Gosh,
all
I think
believe in Santa.
I know,
yeah.
but
We still believe in
I
Santa.
know we still do, but
Kids, we believe in Santa.
Yes. I think I was pretty old.
No, I still believe
30?
in Santa. I still believe in Santa.
yes, I do too.
I will
Yeah.
never
haven't
not
done-
believe in Santa.
There will always
Well,
be
that's
Santa
why we
at
have
my
all of
house.
those pictures around Believe.
Right. Well, we have all those.
Macy's has it.
And we have all those Santa's helpers around that help Santa. They, Santa can't be every
And
place at the same time.
That's what Ma Ingalls explains to the
Right,
girls because
right.
I think they're snowed in.
Santa Claus is right. Oh, I'm
Right
sorry,
there.
Ryan.
Uh-oh.
I hit my mic, but yeah, Santa Claus is right here. Always, always. Oh, yeah. See,
I gotta show you
one
this
more
too.
thing that I wanted to talk about was, what was the best or most memorable? Oh yeah, tell us about your
I
little
brought a
ornament.
little
or
visual aid. My
feeling
father
here.
worked at Sears, manager of major
And
appliances.
Grace Mary's father worked at Montgomery Ward.
And a funny story is on Christmas Eve, the toy. Well, you remember the Wish book number one?
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
But
I lived with
because
that.
he worked at the store, the toy department would have sheets of plywood with entire like an airplane set or an army set
Yeah. Oh,
stapled down for display in the toy department. So all the cars and the people and the airplane, whatever
Yeah.
it was, would be stapled down
Army.
with a painted base.
Yeah.
And my father would get to bring those home on Christmas Eve after the store
Yeah,
closed.
'cause they were-
So my brothers would have these 4x8 sheets with this
Oh my
whole
God.
thing.
Oh, that's
but
wonderful.
everything was stapled. Because it was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
display.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
they
have to
didn't
get
want it-
a
right.
screwdriver and pry up the things so they could
So they-
play with them.
And this must be
All
something you
right, so
pried
this
up.
is from Sears, frosted cardboard church. I actually got this at the Goodwill, but we had one of these. I'm sure a lot of
How old
of
do you
the-
think this is?
this might be from the 60s, but we had one,
God, it looks
which my
older.
sister still has, the cardboard village that we used to put the lights in.
We have a friend, Dick Singleton. My
So
God,
there
does
were
he have a
villages.
Christmas village?
They were villages then, but just the
So
cardboard.
when I look at this, and in the back you put the little light and the cellophane.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had the whole village, and I actually have a vintage from the 50s that I will be putting back out for Eden. But the brush trees and the glitter, this just makes me feel like a kid when I look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
And there's no plastic on this
Does the bell
whatsoever.
ring, Mary?
I do not think so.
No, probably not. No.
So anyway, that just makes me feel like
As
Christmas.
I was saying, our friend Dick Singleton has quite a Christmas village. It's not a vintage. I mean, it looks vintage because of the way they're made, but he puts out that beautiful Christmas village every year. And well, I started to say, do you have a best gift or the most memorable gift that you got for Christmas that you remember?
I remember it was, I have a December 14th birthday.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
close.
remember looking up through a window and seeing my father come with a great big sled.
Oh.
And I knew it was for me. Yes, a great big sled and a wooden sled. And I used that sled. I'm wondering, did we have that much snow in Rhode Island? 'Cause
Yes.
my memory is of doing a lot of
We did.
sledding. And I'm wondering if I sledded like 10 times or did I sled
Yeah.
60 times?
We certainly had a lot of snow here in
Yeah.
Vermont.
If you go up
more
to
than
the
we used-
Fairbanks
no doubt.
Museum, because when I was a kid, it seemed like the snow, they actually had charted snow for the last 100 years or so, and there was a definite spike in snowfall in the 50s and 60s.
Okay, so that then
It really
yeah,
was
because
true.
once in a while I do think that did I really ice skate as much as I thought I did,
Yeah.
or were they just some like perfect memories?
Right. Well,
Yeah,
I know
so
my
I do remember that.
one Christmas, my mother said, and your big gift is down in the cellar. And we used to have to go outdoors to go down to the cellar. And I go down to the cellar and I'm looking around, and I see this shirt, this olive green shirt, still in plastic. And I walk up and I go in the house, is this my big gift? Billy, did you look around? And I said, yeah, you go down and take another look. It was a toboggan.
Oh,
How I missed the big toboggan standing up in the corner,
yeah.
I don't know.
Those
But
are
when you said
dangerous.
the sled, I mean,
Yes,
that's like my
you're right.
toboggan.
Did you ever get hurt on your toboggan? They're so hard to
No,
steer.
but boy, did we do dangerous stuff.
well, looking
How
back
did
at
we
it,
survive?
we were completely unsupervised. I remember standing
yeah.
up, going down Bleacher Step on the sled.
Oh, we would make jumps. We would
My
make jumps,
God.
and we would be up in the air, and
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, we used
Many
to
got
actually
broken.
We used to take the hose out back. We had what we called the mountain. We had
Ice.
this. We lived in a development that was 1959, and behind us was we called it the mountain, but it was a big hunk of rock. So when it snowed, we could take the hose and make a
A
runway
run.
and ice it.
Yeah.
And every
Like a
neighborhood
luge.
kid. And you could either
Luge.
hit the house, which my father did not like, or you could go all the way down to the town road. And we
try
would
to avoid
turn
the
the back
traffic.
lights on, and kids from the entire neighborhood would be at our house sledding
Sure.
for hours.
Of course.
Why didn't we get killed?
I know. I don't know. I have no idea. Did you have a memorable gift or the best
Oh
gift?
gosh,
yes.
it has to probably be my bride doll when I was 5 years old. Only because my father took home movies, and the whole time I'm just shoving this bride doll in the camera. I was so excited. She had all the accessories and things. That's probably considered so old-timey and inappropriate. A bride
A
doll.
bride
but
doll.
My,
1959.
I hope sleds aren't.
I've said before, my most memorable gift was, and my father, it just killed him to have to pay for it. I've been watching so many Judy Garland movies, and I just love Judy Garland and Gene Kelly. And Judy Garland came out in 1960, so I was a little older, with Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall.
Oh.
It was a double album.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a double album would probably cost $10 or $9. And my father, I can remember afterwards saying, I cannot believe that your mother talked me into paying for a record that cost this much. But that made my Christmas. I mean, I just wanted that double album so much.
One year, my parents got me. I was in 5th grade. The Byrds, "Turn, Turn, Turn."
Oh,
That
sure,
wonderful
right.
song
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Christmas.
Yep,
And
yep.
it was just a 45, but I did love that record.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Our time is up.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. It's there.
Time,
We've been
time.
talking today with Mary Natalizia and Kathy Cichanowski, a nice Italian girl, and a nice, well, no, she's an Irish girl married to a Polish man. Yes, we've been here having time talking about Christmas and what is meant to us and the good times that we've had, and I hope that everybody else out there will have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year. 2017, we don't know what's coming our way, but let's hope for the best. And I thank you both for being here. And
Thank
both
you
of
for
you have a
having
lovely
us.
Christmas and a happy New Year too.
And you as well.
Okay. And thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
This time of day, everything's okay. I take a long look around, I have to say, this time of year, it becomes clear.